Scarlett Johansson and Javier Bardem are at the chaotic center of art and love in this R-rated, complex rom-com. Having grown stale in his native New York, Woody Allen took an extended trip to Europe, where he made some of his best films of the 21st century. England gave us Match Point, France gave us Midnight in Paris, and Spain gave us Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Of the three, Allen's Spanish escapade has the most in common with his most famous New York movies, Annie Hall, Manhattan, and Hannah and Her Sisters among them. Comedic studies of intellectuals who are constantly foiled by matters of the heart. Yet there's an added element of danger to this one, as it explores the complications that arise when passion and violence become intertwined, and how art and love become inseparable. Vicky Cristina Barcelona weaves a complicated romantic web. Vicky, Rebecca Hall, and Cristina, Scarlett Johansson, are spending the summer in Barcelona with Vicky's aunt, Judy Patricia Clarkson, and her husband, Mark Kevin Dunn. Vicky, who's getting her master's degree in Catalan identity, is engaged to the dependable yet boring Doug, Chris Messina. Cristina, meanwhile, is drifting around in search of romance and meaning in life. They meet Juan Antonio Javier Bardem, a local painter still pining for his ex-wife, Maria Elena Penelope Cruz, with whom he shared a violent relationship. Despite her protestations, Vicky falls for Juan, and the two share a passionate night before he starts dating Cristina. Maria moves back in with Juan after she attempts suicide, and they realize that Cristina might be the missing element that keeps their relationship stable. Vicky, meanwhile, finds herself drawn to Juan despite having already married Doug, and is encouraged by her aunt to pursue a romance with him before it's too late. As per usual with Allen, the characters in Vicky Cristina Barcelona are plagued with self-doubt and insecurity, despite believing themselves to be intellectually superior to such foibles. The academically minded Vicky thinks she wants stability with a Wall Street cog, yet her passions are inflamed by Juan Antonio's unpredictability. Cristina, who's searching for some means of artistic expression after her 12-minute short film fails to take off, knows what she doesn't want out of a relationship, but can't say what it is she does want. Juan Antonio is madly in love with Maria Elena, who has been his greatest champion since art school, yet can't figure out why their love can't be fulfilled without violence. And Maria Elena, whose passion and rage finds itself in her own paintings, is constantly on the brink of self-destruction, threatening to take down everyone else with her. Even the relatively put-together Judy wishes she could break free from her loveless marriage, and hopes to save her niece from repeating her mistakes. Vicky Cristina Barcelona explores love, art, and everything in between. The ties between romance and art are further entwined, as Maria Elena constantly accuses Juan Antonio of stealing her erratic painting style and passing it off as his own. To his credit, Juan Antonio does acknowledge his ex-wife's influence on his work, but then again, she would inevitably have an impact on his painting, seeing how she's his constant muse. Cristina, meanwhile, is overcome with feelings about the world that she feels unable to express in art, until Maria Elena starts encouraging her to pursue photography. As she did with Juan Antonio, she inspires Cristina, making it inevitable that they fall in love as well. Vicky, on the other hand, doesn't have any artistic yearnings, and is therefore not susceptible to Maria Elena's charms. Even Juan Antonio's father, a poet who refuses to publish his work, is inspired to write by his former daughter-in-law, even though she stabbed his son. Allen once famously said, "The heart wants what it wants," and the bulk of his filmmaking career has been spent exploring that philosophy, while his personal life has stretched the validity of that mantra to its breaking point. The characters in Vicky Cristina Barcelona all want love, yet they're unable to say what kind of love it is they actually want. By the time Vicky and Cristina make their way out of Barcelona, they're even more confused about what they want out of life than they were when they arrived. But hey, at least they got to enjoy some scenic views.